Hello and welcome. My name's Peter. I'm your friendly neighborhood dungeon master for the past of two this is a game I run with me and my friends. Unfortunately, our last video for our episode 8 wasn't suitable for YouTube or anything at all, mainly because the audio was so bad. We're going to do our best to continue forward with the audio problem, and hopefully we can get you guys video of us actually playing and get some love and support. Alright, so this is going to be a recap video just to kind of tell you what we did as a group. There was amazing role playing, and I wish you all can see it, but this is the best we can do. We pick up where Iris left off after she got done with her meeting. She met back up with the group, and she was able to give their stuff back to them thanks to Zongas, which made Cole really happy because she finally was able to get her staff back, and Leander got his gear back. Everyone was just happy because they finally got their gear back after a long time. That being said, the next day, Metal, along with Violet and her group, showed up to the house that they were staying at to hopefully solve Mei's problem. And the goal of this session was to hopefully fix Mei and bring him back to reality. Metal did his bardicness because Metal is a bard, and he's actually from a custom school called a School of Soul, which he was able to detect that Mei's soul and his mind was warped and endangered. So he was able to kind of plug in the group into Mei's mind so they can rescue Mei from the dangers of his own mind. Now, this was a very challenging moment for me as a dungeon master along with my group because it's the first time I ever did something like this. Luckily, they did an amazing job going along with it. As the group enters Mei's mind, they entered at the location of Mei's first adventuring group at a little coffee shop next to the sea, where Mei met his first adventuring group consisted of a dragonborn paladin, a tiefling bard, and a half-elf ranger. The group had to survive each scenario, which tossed them different difficulties, but they always had to remind Mei of who they were and who they are up to a point. The first challenge was a church that Mei was designing, of a church of Thor. It kind of went really well. We had Iris trying to convince Mei of who he was, but whatever was in Mei's mind kept trying to stop them. I think the biggest part of this was a scenario that I ran with them, which was kind of more of a devil and angel scenario. If you're all familiar with it, it's where you see cartoon characters with a devil telling them to do the bad, and their angel was doing the good. So I had them do that to where whatever was infecting Mei was the devil while they were the angel, and they had to roll persuasion checks in order to get Mei on their side. Now this could have gone either way, and it almost went the wrong way, as it almost went on the devil's side every time. Luckily, the group was able to successfully convince Mei that they were on his side. There was about three to four different times where they kind of had to do this. One was not actually in the church, surprisingly. It was the first encounter. It was their second encounter where Core had to convince Mei to come with her. Now, I docked the group every time they tried to dilly-daddle around Mei. If they weren't just straightforward as Mei, boom, it made whatever was in Mei's mind more stronger. And the really part I want to talk about was this boat scenario. And I know, unfortunately for you guys, I can't really go into every detail of what they said, but I'm going to go over what I think was most important in this. Was a boat scenario that we had Core, Iris, and Leander on this boat, middle of the sea, which again were in Mei's mind, and they see Mei off in the distance, trying to swim up. So Core tries to swim towards Mei, so jumps off the boat, actually keeps falling down into another room. Leander and Iris kind of talk amongst themselves for a little bit to discuss what to do. Once Leander comes up with the idea of trying to move, since in his mind, maybe we can just walk to him, which was on the right path, but not just there yet. It's actually because of Iris was the key in that scenario, and I'll explain a little bit why. But once Leander walked forward, he actually fell, and he ended up in this another room. I'll explain in a little bit. But this moment I want to take solely on Iris, to where Iris need to figure out how to get to May I. I know at the time Iris she didn't know if she did. She didn't play on it, or she fooled me. But Iris was starting to fill with doubt. And to me, as a dungeon master, this was the sea of doubt. So Iris could have just walked to May I and got him and tried to convince him. Because May I was doubting himself. He really was. I think we all have that moment of doubt in our minds, whether we're very proactive and positive or depressed. So this did take a lot out of our players, and it was just amazing roleplay from Iris and May I, and just trying to have them talk. And they talk so they use their words really well, and I'm super proud of them for what they did. They really took their characters to the next level. And as Dungeon Master, that's really what I want. During that time of Iris talking to May I, we had Cora and Leander in this another room, which one by one, Cora found May I in a bubble of water. She touched the bubble, she went into another section of the mine, and it was kind of like a layer, one scenario wrapped the other. And this was just the time where May I met Violet and had Metal introduce them together. So that was an interesting time for the group because they finally met a different adventuring group. Slowly after Core got to this inn, which was this next scenario of meeting Violet, Metal, and her group, Leander showed up. This whole inn scenario was kind of their last chance to talk to May I and to just help him, which they really did. I feel like they almost got there. In the end, they did save him, but it was a lot of hardship for them as players because they didn't. To me, it didn't feel like they knew what to say, but at the same time, they did know what to say. It was really hard to elaborate on that. But Cora was talking to May I, Leander was talking to May I, and they ended up with the beautiful role playing. They ended up saving May I. Not yet though. The very last spot was back at the farm where May I had to rescue a girl, and when he rescued her the first time, their mission was to rescue this girl, but the deal was once they rescued the girl was to go back to the person who gave them the mission, which is known as Vidpick, and return the girl to him. That being said, the group at the time decided not to do it just yet because they figured out that as Vidpick was a man who makes deals, and you never go back on your deal with Vidpick. If you do, he will always catch you. So May I had to relive this moment. And what was interesting on my part, that as a DM, I kind of took my players by surprise, is they actually had to fight a zombie beholder, which is something unique because I turned the zombie beholder into a tumor. So May I had a tumor to where this zombie beholder was just whenever it was active, it was just tossing negative thoughts, negative emotions at him. And that's what the group was here, was to remove this one thing, or at least to isolate it. And the group did a wonderful job. The group had to fight his old party members. Unfortunately, we ran out of time, so they kind of just outlined the tumor and was able to shrink it and bring May I back from that shadowy depths he was in. And it was so much fun. It was great to see the players roleplay. And we did have a special guest. One of our newest players that hopefully the audio will fix is Eli, who plays Sanguine in the original group. He's coming back to make a return with me. Travis, so happy I have that in recording. I'm so happy about that. But I know this video, it's not that long. It's not meant to be kind of just key points here and there. So to summarize everything I just said, the group went into May I's mind to rescue him. They did a fantastic job doing so because they had to roleplay themselves, and Travis, who does play May I, did an amazing job roleplaying. They found out that May I has a tumor, and when we play again, we'll be going from there. So hopefully we can remove this tumor, get May I rested, and then continue on with what they want to do with a whole other dragon queen, mixed within a lot of custom stuff. I'm not exactly going on the book with that pre-made campaign, but I am doing my own thing with it. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. Normally May I does this, so I'm going to do it. Like, subscribe, comment below, follow the channel, and support us. I tell my players that if this blows up, I'll give them something enjoyable, whether it's a magical item, a plot, device, something to make their day. Because they do put in a lot of work with their characters, and I greatly appreciate it. So please, help us. Take care. And once again, I'm your friendly neighborhood Dungeon Master Peter. Have a wonderful day.